So we already checked out how to get the first 2 weapon upgrades in Silksong, the first one which was completely free, and the second one for locating the first pale oil that we got from the Whispering Vaults. For the third weapon upgrade, we are going to need to locate another pale oil, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing in this video. For this one, we're going to need to complete a side quest called The Great Taste of Pharloom. To start this side quest, we will of course need to be in Act 2, and we need to go to the Citadel, approaching from above, head down into the Coral Chambers, into the restaurant area, then just hit the glass cover on the right hand side to summon the NPC, if you will, and he will give us this side quest where he requires us to bring him 5 different items. This is probably the longest side quest in the game, and it can be quite tedious, so let's jump right into it. Let's start off with the easiest one, which is the Mossberry Stew. To get this item, all we need to do is head down to Mossholm and speak with the druid here on the right hand side. He will only give you this item if you have already accepted the side quest that we just showed you up in the capital. If you haven't yet accepted the side quest, he won't give you the item. So that's it, that's the first item down, just 4 more to go. The second one is going to be the Pickled Muckmaggot. For this, we're going to head over to Sinner's Road here on the right-hand side, and we're going to have to defeat the boss of this area. To reach this boss, you will need to have the double jump ability. If you don't yet have that and you want to check it out, I'll leave a video guide in the description. All you need to do is use double jump in this room right here on the far right-hand side. This boss can be quite annoying, unfortunately, like many bosses in this game, but once you defeat him, you'll get the second item, which is the Muckmaggot. The third item is going to be the Vintage Nectar. For the Vintage Nectar, we're going to head to Greymoor, specifically into the Halfway Home. If we speak to the innkeeper and pay him 480 rosaries, he'll open up the basement door. Head down here and attempt to pick up the item all the way at the bottom, and a bunch of enemies will spawn in this room. Climb up, defeating every single enemy you see, and then climb down, defeating them all again, and then you'll see this mini-boss appear in the room. Once you defeat this mini-boss, along with all of the other enemies in this room, you will be able to successfully pick up the item at the bottom, which is going to be the Vintage Nectar. The fourth item we need is the Crustnut. Now, the Crustnut can be found in the Sands of Karak. The Sands of Karak is a completely optional area, so I'm going to assume you haven't been there yet, and we're going to be starting off from the left-hand side of Blasted Steps, and I'm just going to show you the pathway exactly how to get there, as it can be a little bit tricky and there's a little bit of platforming involved. Once we get to this section right here, it may look like there's nothing to the left, but you can actually destroy the spikes on the left-hand side, being very careful as they will still damage you if you hit them. This will reveal another room on the left. In this room, we want to continue to break away the spikes, being very careful not to get hit, to clear them away and eventually get all the way to the far left side of the room. We're going to speed up the gameplay here a little bit, just so you guys can actually see the route you need to take to get to the item without wasting too much time, as it's quite a slow process of slowing down, sort of jumping around, trying to hit these things without taking too much damage. there you go, that's the 4th item, the Crustnut, which only leaves the 5th and final item. Unfortunately, we have left the worst for last. This is definitely the most annoying one to get by far. The final item is going to be a delivery quest. We need to go to Belheart and speak to the Courier brothers up here and select the delivery called Courier's Rasher. And once they hand this item over, we need to walk. We cannot fast travel all the way around the map until we make it back to the Coral Chambers and actually manually hand this in to the NPC that gave us the side quest to begin with. While we get started with that in the gameplay in the background, a quick side note, it is worth noting that this side quest, the delivery quest, will only become unlocked once you've completed 2 specific side quests from the quest board in Belheart. The first one is going to be the My Missing Courier, and the second one after that is going to be My Missing Brother. They're quite straightforward, but we do have guides on both of those missions. If you do need help, I'll leave them in the description down below. But like we said, once you've completed both of those side quests, this delivery quest should be available to you when you go back to Belheart next. Honestly, there's not really much more I can say about this other than good luck. This can be tedious, so definitely go into this with the mindset of you're not going to get it first try. And try to stay calm, as it can be really annoying getting all the way to the end and then taking too much damage and then have to restart all over again. But hopefully the gameplay will give you some idea of how to get there relatively safely without taking too many hits. So I'll leave you guys with the gameplay and we'll see you in a second once we reach the objective. Congratulations, you finally made it. That was quite the run, but well done. We're here and we've now completed this side quest and got the second pale oil in the game. With this, we'll be able to head back to Belheart as usual and upgrade our weapon for the third time. So I hope you did find this really helpful. If you did, don't forget that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content coming very soon, and we'll see you next time.
Megina Fora.
Weljanis.